Introduction to How to Do Chemical Tricks, containing over 100 highly amusing and instructive tricks with chemicals. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Kyle Van DeGlast. How to Do Chemical Tricks, containing over 100 highly amusing and instructive tricks with chemicals, by A.T. Anderson. Narrator's Note. This book has illustrations in its printed form and references several drawings throughout. If desired, these could be found on the catalog page, but are not included here. Introduction. How to Do Chemical Tricks. From the remotest ages, chemistry has exercised the strongest fascination on the minds of the curious, nor is it a matter of surprise that boys should feel themselves drawn strongly by its mystery and seeming magic. This attraction is undoubtedly caused by what the ancients called the elements: earth, air, fire, and water. There is something so weird about the manifestation of air and fire that it is not difficult to understand how the alchemists believed them to be forces able to be used at the bidding of spirits, who might be conjured up by incantations and spells. Now it is known that these uncanny beings existed only in the imagination of the forerunners of modern chemists. Yet what boy can look on the brilliantly colored fires of a 4th of July display, or the burnished gold of the setting sun, or the fantastic pictures in the glowing coals in a grate, and not feel that there is still something of magic and mystery in fire still? What the boy feels, the scientist cannot explain. Nobody knows actually what fire is. All that can be said is that fire is produced by certain substances, such as coals, wood, or paper, that give out heat while passing from one state to another. Now the word element was and is used to mean that simplest form of matter, which, with other simplest forms, goes to make up the whole world of everything in it. The earth, animals, plants, the sea, the atmosphere, are all made up of one or more of some 70 substances called elements. Hence it is clear that the earth, air, and water are not, as the ancients thought, elements at all. As will be seen in this little book, both air and water consist of mixtures of elements. In chemistry, such mixtures are called compounds. This word occurs again and again, so its explanation should be remembered. One great fact must be remembered, which is at the very root of chemistry. Nothing is really lost, however much its form may be changed, or however many changes it may pass through. For instance, it may seem that when a block of wood be burned that a very large amount of it is lost. If, however, the ashes, the smoke, and the carbon that is burned by the air be all weighed, the result would be exactly the same as the weight of the original block of wood. Again, take an instance of a different nature. A lump of sugar is placed in a small glass of water. Gradually the solid is dissolved and in time disappears. It is not lost, however. By boiling the mixture until all the water has evaporated, the sugar will be found adhering as crystals on the sides of the glass. If these be carefully collected, they will be found to weigh precisely as much as the original lump of sugar. Once more, take a block of ice weighing an ounce. Having removed it to a room, the solid will appear in an hour or two to have disappeared entirely, but the water that has replaced the block of ice will weigh neither more nor less than an ounce. If again heat be applied to the water, it will all disappear, but if weighed in a jam jar, the steam, although invisible to the eye, will still weigh 1 ounce exactly. From the above given experiments, it may be seen that, however matter may change its form, it cannot really be destroyed. This truth will appear in every experiment that can be performed, whether those given in this little book or in the most learned treatise on chemistry. End of introduction. Section 1 of How to Do Chemical Tricks by A.T. Anderson. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chemical affinity. This high-sounding term means that substances have a power of uniting together that can be better explained by an experiment. Allow a few drops of water to fall on a perfectly clean piece of iron. In a short time a reddish-brown substance will appear on the iron that in ordinary language is called rust. What does this mean? Water is a compound substance composed of oxygen and hydrogen, but when brought into contact with iron, the oxygen prefers to unite with the iron and sets the hydrogen free. Hence the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?